Hello and welcome to my unboxing video. Today I'm going to unbox my new camera, the Fujifilm X-T1, as you can see here. I am also going to show you a couple of adapters I'll be using, because I'm only going to be using Pentax glass and glass for Pentax that I have from before, for now. I will hopefully get some Fujifilm lenses later on. But I'll still use these, at least some of these Pentax glass, because it's amazing. So first let's unbox this one. Now I've had a look at it before in the shop before I could take it home, so I kind of know what's here. So these are just a CD software thing and manual and stuff. And here we have the charger, the strap, power cord, mounts for the strap, yes, and the battery, which is very small. I have to get more of these. Yes, it's very small. Okay, so let's move on to the next chamber. Here is the small flash, the EF X8, and of course here's the camera itself. Yes. I don't think there is any more in the box. So there is the camera itself. It's not very big. Small grip, kinda, you know. I don't have very big hands, just somewhat big hands, but it's okay. It's comfortable. They have this small extra grip, you can say, to screw on the back here, which adds a bit of a lump here. It's not a battery grip, and you can access this battery compartment still, just to have a little more here if you want. I don't think I'll use that. I think I'll just use it like this actually. It's very good. And they have this special hot-shoe flash, because there's no built-in flash, with an extra connector there for power, which it gets from the camera, like this. So it's a detachable pop-up flash, and it's quite far away from the lens, so it's off axis pretty well, which is good. And there's a little button here to disconnect it. So that's the camera. Let's just put this here. This we can put back. And I'm going to show you the two adapters I'll be using. First is this one. Let's just focus here. This is just a lens mount adapter, like it says. It lets me adapt K-mount lenses to the Fuji X mount. So, you can have a look at that. This gives me just the same kind of field of view the lenses have given me on my Pentax cameras for years. Just an adapter, no glass, nothing. Well, it feels very sturdy, of course. It's all metal. These are for pulling down, not in, which I learned. I tried to push it in, and luckily it didn't break, so just down. Yep. And then there's another one, this one. This is the Zhongyi Optics Lens Turbo for FX to PK. Fujifilm X to Pentax K-mount. This is more like a speed booster, only it's not from Metabones, and it's a lens turbo. It's called a lens turbo. And it lets you get approximately the field of view on your lenses that you would get on a full frame camera, only on an APS-C sensor camera. And these only work for mirrorless cameras, like speed boosters, like speed boosters do. So let's open it. I like this foam, it's very nice, won't break, and the box is open like that, but yeah, it feels very solid. I think it costs like just over 100 pounds, quite hefty. I like it. Let's see. Oh yeah. So it has some English on the box, but not air. Everything is in a language I can't read, but that's okay, it's not important, hopefully. So here, and here is glass inside, of course, so don't touch that. So it's quite heavy, quite solid. Huh. Yeah. Now I'm going to take... No, actually I'm going to show you what I'm be replacing. What this is replacing. Let's move this out for a bit. So for the last year I've been using this most of the time. I'm not really sure why. I like it. Yeah, for manual focus photography, of course, it is very nice because it has focus peaking, which the other Pentax cameras, well, my other Pentax camera does not have that. But it's only, there's no viewfinders on the screens. I've been using an LCD viewfinder, you know, the LCD VF, and it's big and it works very well. But the screen is not very high resolution. When you view it like that, it's just a normal screen. So when you have that in your as the only thing you see a lot of dots. So it's not very good. This one, of course, has a fantastic viewfinder, 2.3 million dots, and this is like barely 1 million. So there's a big difference. But it's a nice camera, good image quality, good build quality. But see how thick it is, because it uses K-mount lenses. It's thick and has to have the right distance between the lens and the sensor, you know, the flange distance. As you see here, this is thinner. Let's just move this. So, but actually I think it's a bit wider. But that's okay. So that's the one camera. And this, I'll be keeping this because this has manual video completely, and this one does not, and this has bad image quality for video, but this is even worse, so yeah. And my main camera, the Pentax K5. So there. This I have sold to a friend who hasn't taken delivery yet. So I'll be doing some test pictures between all of these three cameras to see what difference there is. This, of course, doesn't have an anti-aliasing filter, so it will be sharper. And I think it will be better in the ISO department as well, which is nice. So this one certainly is bigger, much heavier. It also has a very nice grip, extremely good grip. This is a fantastic camera, so I'll be missing it. But I'll be very happy with this, I think, so I can take it. Some of the lenses I'll be using is the Samyang 85 1.4. It's a great lens. I have this metal lens hood on, which is great, sturdy, and because the lens hood you get with it's not very deep, it's like this, and it's plastic and has a loose connection to the cameras, not to the lens, so it's not very good. And even on full frame, I've tested this on my analog Pentax SLR. Even on full frame, this won't give me dark edges. So why the original one is that short, I don't know. because if they built it like you could put the lens inside it, it won't be much bigger to ship. So I don't understand that. And as you can see, I like speed hunters. Yes. Yeah, I've been using this a lot for belly dancing photography with manual focus, and I love manual focus, which is why this one is so good for me. So that will be interesting to test. And this summer I'll be photographing some concerts, so that will be interesting as well. That's one. Put it away. And I have this Tamron. Tokina ATX 400mm. This is autofocus. 400mm f5.6. It says close focus. It has the closest focus is just below 2.5 meters. Now, this is a hand-holdable 400mm, and it's actually good image quality. I really like this lens. It's extremely fast autofocusing on the K5. On this it will be only manual focus. And of course you see manual aperture, because both of my adapters are completely manual. Metabones say they are experimenting or looking into if they can make a speed booster for Pentax K to Fuji X, or just Pentax K to begin with. They don't promise anything, but hopefully they can. And I'm not sure how they will do with the autofocus, because on Pentax you have, when you don't have SDM lenses, they are run by the camera. And also the aperture is mechanically adjusted. And this is on all Pentax lenses, so. But because it's manually adjusted, I can use lenses without an aperture ring on the new camera, because this adapter can adjust the aperture for me, so I can have it wide open or completely shut down, or something in the middle, but that's just fiddly. That means I can use my Sigma 30mm f1.4 on this camera and have it at 1.4 all the time. Well, that's not bad. So this will be interesting. Then we have my favorite lens of all time. This is a fantastic piece of glass. It's the Pentax K. It's a very old lens. It's around my age. I'm 35. 135mm f2.5. It's extremely sharp from the f2.5. It's lacking a little contrast there, which comes later, but you can adjust for that for the most part, and it's just a fantastic lens. It's amazing. I'm really looking forward to this because it will be even sharper on this camera without the anti-aliasing filter. And here I have a screw-on metal lens hood as well. Also speed hunters. This will be awesome, and it has a fantastic focusing ring feeling. Just so smooth and damped. If you haven't used old manual focus lenses, you don't know how this feels. It's amazing. I mean, some of the new Carl Zeiss, maybe even Leica has it, but I know these has it. It's amazing. Highly recommend it. Get this lens. It's fantastic. You can use it on Canon too, I think. And there's one more lens I wanted to show you because I like it. It's my Samyang 14mm f2.8. I really like this lens hood. It sticks. So all of these lenses have aperture rings, but my Sigma, which I don't have here right now, don't, but I can still use it at wide open aperture. So yeah. Now the interesting thing is, yes, this is an adapter, so I can use my lenses in the same way I did on my Pentax cameras. But this one will, if you know speed boosters, you know what it does. It gives you the field of view a full frame will have, with the same, at least approximately, with approximately the same depth of field as well. But you get more light. So this will act like a 40mm f2.8 in depth of field and angle, viewing angle, but with light it will be an f2. So star, sky photography, aurora. I live in Alta, Norway. We have lots of northern lights during the winter, and this will be very interesting to play around with. I'm really looking forward to testing this. We can try connecting it and see. Of course there's no mirror here, so yeah, sensor is right there. That was wrong, of course. There's the dot. There. And as an advantage, now I can change lenses without making the sensor available for dust. So that's nice. Let's try this. Oh yeah, that's hefty. Big and heavy. Samyang has now come out with a 12mm f2 for this mount, so you don't need this adapter. So that's certainly an interesting lens. I will take some test shots to show the field of view that you get with this compared to this. So that will be nice. Another good thing with this part is that you can keep it off, and then you adjust for the aperture you want. You set it to 5.6 maybe, and it's still wide open because you have this off or on. I'm not sure which way it works. And then you focus and compose your image and stuff, and when you're ready you just turn here. You don't have to look later on. So just on, and then it's a 5.6 and you take your picture. So yeah. Also an interesting lens. Well, all of these will be interesting because of the change of field of view and more light. Let's just... Here. So this is f2.5. It will now act the same way, 135, the same way it will on full frame. Only now I will have more light. I will have the amount of light that f1.8 will give me, I think. And it will give me the field of view approximately that this one has on my normal, just the normal adapter. So I think this will be the one I use a lot now for belly dancing and stuff. And this 85 will give me slightly narrower, almost the same field of view that my old 50s did. Now this looks very good together. I really like the look of this one. I'm not really sure I can... Shongyi Lens Turbo. I like that it's called a Lens Turbo. That's really cool. And there is some play, but not a lot. I don't think it will be a problem. And of course here you have, I don't have the battery in right now, so I can't show you. I'll show you that in a different video. Actually, I'll show the test pictures as well in a different video. So yeah, don't hurt the camera. Actually, let's take it off. So that's my new camera. I'm really looking forward to this. I've been waiting. Time moves so slowly when you wait for something new. With this camera I will be using an old Pentax strap, actually, not the original one, I think. I have to look at the one that comes with, and look, I think it's leather and should be nice. But a couple of years ago I got a free Pentax camera from the 80s, I think it was the 80s. And I got this strap with it. And it's really solid, very comfortable, and I really like the way it looks. And since I'm using K-mount and some Pentax lenses, I think it fits. And it's old, and this looks like it's old. So I think it will look good. So that's my new lens, my new camera. So look out for more videos soon. And goodbye. Thank you for watching.